Welcome back to our channel, guys. As most of you might remember, we had an i30N as RaceChip show car for more than 3 years. Actually, it was my daily driver. Today, we are standing before an i20N, which is, as the name says, the smaller brother. Actually, since we were very keen of the i30N, it was such a good performing car for such a low price point. When Hyundai announced the small brother, for us, it was pretty clear that we were going to need it as our show car again. Which means this is not some rented i30N for development purposes, but instead it's our i30N and will stay with us for quite a while. About the car itself, as you know, i30N was the first N car and everybody was pretty surprised by it. In the meantime, they announced the i20N, meaning the smaller brother, which is more like a Polo Fiesta size car. And they also announced the Kona N, which is some compact SUV with the i30N's engine. However, this was the second one they announced, and it's basically out right now. We were pretty early in the delivery chain in terms of when you get the car. And it's basically the same recipe as for the i30N, meaning front-wheel drive, hot hatch, turbocharged, and limited slip differential to improve the cornering performance. However, compared to the i30N and the Kona N, it's not the 2-liter, but instead it's a smaller 1.6-liter turbocharged engine with a little bit over 200 horsepower. So this is going to be interesting if it's actually a real downgrade compared to the bigger brother, or if you can say basically, okay, the engine might be a little bit weaker, as the numbers say, but the car is also much lighter, so it might even all the things out a little bit. All right, talking about the design of the car, as basically the whole internet, of course I saw it on pictures first. The front is very nice in my opinion. It just fits perfectly in the current Hyundai and performance design language and looks very aggressive, very modern. I basically don't have anything to complain about that. Same is true for the side. It's just a well-styled small hot hatch with clear lines. As soon as you get to this point and back, it's getting a little bit more difficult in my opinion, meaning it's kind of special. Like you have this light bar which goes through here, the rear lights are huge and wrap all around the sides. The spoiler is not integrated into the roof, but instead it's really a pop-up spoiler which makes it look more aggressive, and some people will like it, some don't. For me personally, it would also do the job if it would be a little bit more laid back, but I have to say in real life compared to pictures and videos, and especially in black color, it doesn't look half as worse as I expected when I saw it in pictures. I mean, it's pretty solid. Yeah, so right now the car is basically completely stock except for different rims and an Eibach suspension, which we already installed. But except for that, completely stock. It has around 1,000 kilometers, so we are already able to push it a bit, which means let's get in the car, go for a drive, and see how it compares to the bigger brother. Alright guys, so first test drive in the i20N in stock conditions. As most of you know, I had an i30N for over 3 years as my company car. So I might be able to do quite a good comparison between the small and the bigger brother. Car is already set to N mode, engine is warmed up. We are in a few corners, so I would say let's give it a little bit of throttle and see how it compares to its bigger brother. Definitely interesting. What you notice right away is that the car definitely benefits from being way smaller and way lighter than the i30N. It's quite impressive how a stock car like this goes through corners. It's like really fast cornering speeds, and especially since it also has the differential, you basically really have to force the car to understeer, otherwise it will just go through the corner on rails. So that's really impressive. Engine-wise, it's also very interesting because, as most of you probably know, it's a completely different engine, meaning it's not a 2-liter, but instead a 1.6-liter, also turbocharged, of course. However, the characteristics of the engines are really different. Meaning, while in the i30N it was great that you had a lot of low rev torque, especially like 2.5–3,000 RPM. This one doesn't really. Actually, you have to rev it out to get the performance. On the other hand, that's quite a good thing also, because it makes the car feel more sporty, because you don't get some kind of plateau at the upper rev range and you don't get any more power out of it. But instead, the car really increases its power the more you floor it and the more you give it some revs, which I really like. Yeah, but as you can hear, I'm pretty impressed by the car. It's really a fun little hot hatch, and it can definitely keep up with the likes of Fiesta ST or other hot hatches on the market in this size. So I would say next up, let's head to our dyno, to our Maha dyno, and check if the horsepower claims from Hyundai are actually matched, or if it has a little bit more, a little bit less, we don't know yet. As I said before, from driving, I think around 200 horsepower is pretty realistic, but you never know, so let's head to our dyno.
Welcome back to our dyno with the brand new i20N. Talking about a 1.6T engine, brand new development from Hyundai and Kia. I don't know if it's Hyundai or Hyundai, whatever. Brand new 1.6T engine, technology is called SmartStream. Car should produce 204 horsepower, so 150 kilowatt, and 275 newton meters of torque, plus 309 newton meters in overboost. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting to see how much power the car actually got in stock, because there has been some rumors and discussions and so on that the i30N actually has sometimes a little bit, less power than claimed. We had an i30N as well. We had no issues with it. Made even in stock perfect amount of power. So I would say let's walk over to the screen and check out how much actually the car got in stock. We measured the car now with 209.9 horsepower, so yeah, you can call it 210, I would say, and 296 newton meters of torque, which is a little bit, lower than claimed, but still total fine in the 5% allowed tolerance. And I would say the car is basically spot on. What you can see here on the graph, as always, orange is torque, red is horsepower, and blue is real horsepower. And what you can see immediately is that the car holds the torque quite nice in power as well until the red line, which was not the case for the i30N. The i30N had a huge bump of torque in the beginning and dropped off a little bit, or by quite a significant amount in higher RPM situations. That is not the case for the i20N. So a step forward, at least in my opinion, on the i20N. What you can see here as well, purple line or pink, whatever, is the boost pressure. So car is officially rated by Hyundai with 1.1 bar boost. And that is the figure actually we got here as well. We measured the car with between 1.1 and 1.2 bar. And what you can see on the power graph as well, car is holding boost really awesome. Basically you have boost from 2000 RPM until 5,900 RPM. You have the full amount of boost, no drop off whatsoever, which is really cool. And actually that is how the car behaves on the street as well. So it really likes to be revved. And if you want to have a lot of fun with it, you should rev it. And the car comes really alive in higher RPM situations, which is really awesome, and was not the case with the i30N, at least with the stock hardware. So yeah, we're going to start the development now. I'm pretty sure this is one of the first tuned, or will be one of the first tuned i20Ns. So if you want to be informed when the new video is out and when the tune is released, subscribe to our channel. And of course, if you have anything you would like to ask or some comments, just write it in the comment section below.
100. 200.
Folks, thanks for watching the video. The i20N is pretty damn impressive even in its stock form. In terms of 100 to 200, it actually matches the Ford Fiesta ST. If you want to stay up to date about our i20N project car, feel free to subscribe to our channel. There will be a lot more content with it. We appreciate every like and comment. At the same time, this helps us a ton to grow our channel. Tuning development starts now. Stay tuned.